Еще раз всем привет. Продолжим нами начатый ивент версии 4.4. Там осталось 2 главы всего, благо не так много. Хотя по хронометражу у нас прошлый стрим, считай, 2 часа был, я думаю, где-то 2 часа еще прохождение это точно должно занять. Где гифка с котиком? Давно уже как нету. Странно, что только сейчас заметила. Я даже не могу до 10 часов пролистать, достиг максимум попыток. Класс. Спасибо игре за то, что я офигенный. Такая ерунда вот этот таймскип. Неужели нельзя было сделать что-то более удобное для того, чтобы продолжить сюжет? Мне еще на 8 часов надо мотать. Потому что, видите ли, достигнут максимум попыток. Нет, на 10 вообще. Интересно, план реально такой, как я предполагал? Что это будет... хотя нет, как-то слишком рановато для этого момента, потому что как минимум он танцевать будет, мне кажется, только к концу ивента в последней кат-сцене. Еще бы эта игра показала бы нам ключевое событие раньше положенного времени. Нет, это так не работает.
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
Угощаешь Димасами.
Perfect. You're all here. There's an important commission
Опять
I need your
поручение.
help with.
All right, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
It's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their wares from Chaoying Village to Liyue Harbor. A very important client.
Что-то кроме
Sure. What's
ивента
this merchant's
будет
address?
поручение в нашей доле.
If the client's that important, then this must be a
Я
very
знаю, кто
crucial,
клиент.
very pressing commission, right?
Понятно, план
Of
понят.
course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as
Этот
possible.
клиент его отец.
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off then.
Фига, там статуя мощная. Вот я ее не видел, кстати. Прикольно. Ну-ка, погоди. Мне надо на это... мне не дадут посмотреть. Спасибо. Спасибо, уважаемый Геншин, за то, что дал посмотреть мне на статую. Спасибо. Без вопросов взяли и телепортнули.
You're a bit quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to escort you.
И, естественно, ИП так или ИП так. Как правильно читать? ИП так? Индивидуальный предприниматель или все-таки ИП это часть имени? Как обычно, модель NPC, ничем не выделяющийся.
Dad?
Ты не похож на него. У меня есть подозрение, что ты приемный.
Gaming's father. It's nice to meet you. Just leave this delivery to him.
Но меня заставляет такими подозрениями питаться, как минимум, разработчик, потому что он не прорабатывает модельки персонажей.
Everyone at the
Да
secure
тупо
transport
Ctrl-C,
agency
Ctrl-V.
says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good things to say about him.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
A very important client has asked for you by name. You kinda have to come with us.
Этот важный клиент, это, наверное, Джунли.
Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just...
I see. I suppose I
Stop,
will
Buddha.
have to trouble you all to escort me, then. Let's go.
Вместе с камином поработать вооруженным телохранителем. 2000 километров. Нормально. С клиентом может быть и не Джунли. Может быть адепты Сяо. Кстати, Сяо что-то не видно в этом ивенте. Даже намека как такового нет на него. Странная ерунда, потому что Сяо обычно был важной частью всех
We've been walking for so long.
всех
Is anyone
ивентов.
tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Fine, thank you.
But the winter melon cake he gave us last time was so delicious. Have you ever tried it before, Mr. Ip?
Paimon,
Да. У Паймон не очень хорошо получается регулировать
this place looks nice and open.
неловкие
Why don't
моменты.
you all rest here for a second?
Huh? What about you? You're not going to join us?
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Работа низкориск с моделей контролируй S контролируя.
Just let him go.
Эти натянутые отношения отца и сына.
Okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know, Uncle Ip, that the flavor of these cakes changes depending on...
Обожаю такое.
Halt! Who goes there?
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
А,
Enough of
разыгранная
your
сцена.
musings. Focus on the matter at hand. Present your exquisite ornaments at once.
Какая вежливая просьба. Да все, нормально. Соизволите ли вы опустошить ваш кошелек, дабы положить эту прекрасную наличку в мой карман для пополнения личностного денежного достатка?
Indeed. Bring them forth readily and without protest.
Indeed. Indeed.
What do we do?
А ты тоже типа актер или что?
It seems as if these two are acting alone. It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting.
Кстати, у него весьма
The best way
интересный
to keep him
меч.
safe
Я
is-
такой еще не видел. По крайней мере, в игре.
Leave this to me. Traveler, Paimon, take my dad and the goods away from here.
No, Gaming. It's too dangerous.
This is what I do.
Подбегнула.
A thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Какая постановка речи, боже мой. Оскара, пожалуйста. Это отыгрыш на уровне российских актеров в сериалах на России 1.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Так, не отмудохай. О, знакомая цапля на фоне.
Away. Let us away.
Хрена себе.
Gaming!
Аж след от себя
He's a
оставили.
great fighter. Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure hoarders all by himself.
But Gaming, if he had just stayed by
Мне
my
нравится-
side and learned the family trade, he wouldn't have to put himself in such dangerous situations.
Мне нравится, что в русской локализации его имя звучит как камин, который с огнем, который надо зажигать, а в английской транскрипции его имя пишется как гейминг. Типа как гейминг, ну, типа как играть, не знаю. То есть это, его имя забавно читается и в русской, и в англоязычной транскрипции. Что довольно прикольно.
We just have to trust him. Let's go on ahead. We'd best get away from here, in case there are other bandits in the
А,
area.
вон один
waiting
бандит
in
снизу
ambush.
пробежал сейчас, ящерка. Оружка у него вроде черногорский меч, забрез покупается в
All is
магазине
going
Пайма.
to plan.
Никогда не обращал внимания. Кстати, что-то по-любому, мне кажется, не пойдет по плану. 100%.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Yongli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
О, а вот и дед. Который спускает. Прикольно, я понял. У него бумажный змей в виде ульты Хутао. Забавно.
Good sir, please listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
Мне нравится. Вот это он там был могучим властелином камня, защищал Ливе, а сейчас просто спокойно пускает бумажного змея с призраком. Вот это старость. Я хочу такую пенсию, ребят. Не убирай змеи, ну блин.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight?
О, я обожаю его голос. Bandits?
Oh,
Блин.
I see. It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea and rest are in order.
Ой, догадливость Чжунли — это отдельное вид искусства.
Nope, no need. Paimon's fine. She just had some cake stuck in her throat.
Делает вид, да.
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millilith at once. Oh? Well, if that's the case. Such matters are best left to those with the necessary expertise, wouldn't you agree?
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
Его предложение релакснуть — это просто сладость для ушей.
That would be lovely.
Мне кажется, никто бы не отказался от предложения таким голосом. Они все отдохнули где-нибудь. Представьте, как он этим голосом зовет вас есть шаурму.
So, Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes. That is the name of the Usho dancer who has been performing around Liyue Harbor recently, is it not?
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his
Indeed.
skill. He truly encapsulates the Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding, if you ask me, what truly deserves admiration, I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition.
Дядюшка ИП.
To have a child so accomplished and upright,
Такое
you must be a
ИП
very
в
proud
будущем.
parent
ИП
indeed,
дядюшка.
Uncle Ip.
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yes.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he gets back.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit... It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No.
Ой, сейчас
It wouldn't be right
психотерапии
to ask
пошла.
that of you. This thing, I've been in the tea business for most of my life. and I always hoped my child
Мне
would
кажется,
do
это
the
не совсем
same.
корректно звучит. Положил
Otherwise,
большую
how
часть
would he support
жизни на
himself?
чайный бизнес. Звучит так, будто он не жизнь положил, а болт.
Over the past few years, I
Посвятил
heard
жизнь.
how well he was
Большую часть
doing
жизни
for himself
посвятил
as a guard.
чайному бизнесу.
How his work was taking
Звучало
him
бы
to
более
farther
корректно.
and
А тут
farther out
положил
places.
жизнь на чайный бизнес.
I also
Это
heard that he never
странно.
gave up on wushou dancing. It made me happy. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual. Every time I get to thinking like that, I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path. No one would begrudge you that sentiment, Uncle Ip. You need not worry.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli. Yet you speak with such wisdom. Perhaps I have misjudged your age.
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown daughters.
Блин, это мило, что они все-таки официально считаются дочерьми.
Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Then she's more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such an open mind. I meant to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite. Feel free to call me by my name, Iptak.
Iptak.
Sure.
So, do you also think
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey.
Надо было
Only a
назвать,
fool
что
would
глава
ask a parent
отцы и
not
дети.
to worry about their child. But think of it this way.
Прям как глава в
Raising a
Якузе.
child is not unlike flying a kite.
Вот опять
Hold the
прослеживается.
string too tight,
В Якузе мы
and it can no
разбирались с
longer soar.
вопросами, детей. Теперь мы здесь решаем эти проблемы.
As my
Как-то
friend once said,
странно.
if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
Ауф.
You need not reproach your heart for caring. You simply need to loosen your hold a little. Indeed, with such a big heart, why not allocate the time you usually spend worrying
да.
about Gaming to the pursuit
не
of other
знаю.
things,
Поиграй в
like going for a
компьютер.
stroll, drinking
знаю,
tea,
что-то.
or taking in the scenery. You never know what
чипсов,
surprises could be in store.
Построй адронный
Things can
коллайдер.
change in the blink of an eye.
Купи завод Infinix. Простые вещи, чтобы отвлечься.
The blink of an eye, you say?
Children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, sometimes in the blink of
Да,
an eye,
согласен.
but always when you least expect it.
Буквально вчера было
As a father,
14.
I'm sure you know that best.
Yes, you can say that again. What?
Zhongli certainly has a way with words.
А ты только сейчас это поняла, что ли? А вот и гейминг.
Oh, Gaming is back! Hey, Gaming, we're over here!
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? You're here too?
Чел, который знает весь город. Это прям...
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying
Как его
some
назвать?
pleasant
Социально
conversation.
активный гражданин или как погрубее?
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could say that.
What does that mean?
Они убежали.
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to talk to you.
Так.
Oh, okay.
Он что-то прочухал? Он знает, что
I'll
это
come
план?
right out and say it. Those two bandits, you
Да.
sent them, didn't you?
Естественно.
So, that's how we're starting off?
Can't look me in the eye, huh? Guess I'm right then.
Okay, but how...
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow people with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted. Unless, of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Как ты догадливый для своих лет.
Wow, you're pretty quick on the uptake.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help
Вот
resolve
это да.
things between my dad and me.
Тут согласен.
I appreciate it, I really do. But this conflict between us has been going on for a long time. Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show 'em what I was capable of, it wouldn't change anything. You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around. Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk to me. I'm certain of it.
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these past few years?
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure talking is enough.
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste it.
Ой, да, корректно сравнивать отношения людей с вкусом еды. Это, конечно.
Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make
Так
friends
в этом
with
и
anyone,
проблема,
so why
что
not
как
your
раз таки
dad?
социальные люди, они имеют проблемы с наиболее близкими для себя людьми.
I'll do my best.
You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Zhongli. I'm impressed. Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems I still have...
You flatter me.
О,
It
этот
was nothing
чел
but a
за
few
чай
humble
вообще тебя
musings.
так
How
развалил.
much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest. Our friendship, much like a cup of tea, seems to
Да,
grow
мастер
stronger the longer it has to steep.
языка, вот, действительно. Мои отношения с людьми как крылки KFC. Сначала приятно, так и остренько, а потом попа болит.
Well said, Mr. Zhongli.
Интересно, каким образом у тебя заканчиваются отношения так, что у тебя попа болит?
Gaming, Mr. Zhongli is very knowledgeable. You should take the opportunity to...
Huh?
Ahem. Zhongli?
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but I,
А в
unfortunately,
этот раз он
have some
понял.
unfinished funeral parlor business to attend to.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my
Буду рад
account.
угостить тебя
When you're
Димасом.
less busy,
Я
let's
буду тебя
find a
звать
time to
Димасом.
meet.
Мне так
I'll
больше
treat
нравится.
you to dim sum.
It would be an honor.
Indeed. Попрощаться.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, alright?
Ой, как удобно. У меня, кстати, хвостик прикольный. Дед! Подожди, дед! А, кстати, можем послушать, о чем они чирикают?
Should we sit?
Sure.
Пока ни о чем, понял. Ну, попытка была хорошая.
Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what we were putting down.
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expertise in that regard.
Да, в этом плане ты, конечно, очень догадливый. Особенно, когда пойман кашель так, что можно было, не знаю, трахею, все легкие трахею выкашлять.
As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly did anything noteworthy.
You never change, do you? Why did you have us walk?
A friend approaches.
Опа.
Hello.
Вот он. Вот он. Легенда в чате. Здорово.
Xiao, you're here too?
Наконец-то, блин.
I've been here the whole time. A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Who be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well...
Ну ты почти был прав, конечно.
It's you. I thought you were Director Who.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to
Детишки
try
решили
out this new
поиграть.
gadget? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that
He seems quite immersed in the study of this device.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. It's a bit of a shame. In truth, I'm here because Director Who dispatched me to purchase some items in preparation for Lantern Rite.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she'll do next year, I would imagine.
Мне нравится, что идея, что она послала его за покупками, а он просто решил по пути поиграть со змеем воздушным, просто потому что ему в кайф. Блин, я хочу аниме про ритуальную игру Ваншу, мне прям зашло бы. С учетом личности Джун Ли и с учетом Хутао.
Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy, what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for Lantern Rite. A recommendation from Xiangling, perhaps?
I've only met Director Who a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence now and again, when you are otherwise unoccupied. This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Who tasked me with studying the differences between the two to determine which one is of greater merit. Many hands make light work. Perhaps you could test out the other kite for me?
Мне кажется, лучше тот, который без
All
механики.
right.
Скорее всего, ветер ему.
I have made my comparisons. If speed
Больше
is what you're
поможет.
after, the mechanical kite is the best.
Wonderful. I'll leave these two kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with which to partake in the activity. You might find it to be an enjoyable...
Oh, wait. Who enjoys kite flying?
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and wisdom is more than capable of finding out.
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you? Paimon didn't ask earlier because the situation was awkward.
А, это
I
так
would
все-таки
hardly say I roped
было не
Xiao
просто
into it.
игрой воздушного
I
змея.
simply
Понятно.
sought the help of a friend. Besides, we did the testing.
Seems like our pool of competitors is growing. Do you like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike it. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring me a certain peace of mind. Perhaps they're a bit like shell lanterns in that way.
Но небесные фонари, да, ему больше нравится.
Kite flying is also a pleasant form of relaxation.
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Minogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
It's getting late. I should go inform Director Who of our findings.
How's she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her for us.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying Village in a few days.
Она
If you
там
have the
что забыла.
time, perhaps you could also make the trip. If you...
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Xiangli. See you later.
See you next time.
СТРИМ. Наверное, там как раз Фонтенси встретится нам.
Coming.
You can go first.
I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh. I can't say I support that decision, but... Hey, let me finish before you get all worked up.
Sit, Shenhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a cup of tea, or would you prefer something else to drink?
Что за смена тона,
No
извините?
need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master. Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan one recounted to you?
Yes, Master. We aim to give them a demonstration of familial love.
А сейчас в итоге разосрутся и еще
So
что-нибудь.
I'll have whatever you are having.
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose all I can do is just take it.
Perfect. I just so happen to have bought some
Нравится,
sangria tea recently.
что он
It's
понимает,
quite the
что это
delectable
спектакль.
variety.
Продолжает на это все смотреть.
Or it would
Забавно.
be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already. Oh, forget it. Such... Has work been busy during the holiday season?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Хороший способ.
Are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe serious right now?
Головой обставил.
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seems to have forgotten about Shenhe's various eccentricities. What I meant to ask was, have you made any new friends? We live so far from each other, it would be a...
You already know of my past circumstances. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't talk, but his companionship is a comfort.
Сейчас ведь план на смарку пойдет, мне
The
кажется.
poor child. Her one friend can't even talk. I guess maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all.
Let's move on, shall we?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up a bit.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for
Да.
dinner along the way. If that is what you ask of me,
Даже она
then that is what
охренела.
I shall do.
Я так и знал, что чай выплюнет.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait, best not have any just yet.
Yeah. I simply can't listen to that any longer. Coming. I'd like to finish what I was trying to say before. I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor. If you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know your aunts, uncles, they'll all do whatever they can to help.
Он не хочет пацан
get a
легкого
less
пути.
tax-
Неужели ты не
I
можешь
didn't know
понять?
dim sum was such an
Just think about it. Okay?
Dad really has changed a lot. He would never have said these things to me before.
Ну, он хотя бы предложил выбор, да. Похвально.
But I... Thank you, Dad.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, Paimon sure hopes... Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. That's not a
Мне
good
нравятся эти
sign.
ящерицы,
The
которые просто не в
Canyon's
тему
plan
вообще
not work after
появляются.
all? Hey, you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got...
Perfect timing, actually.
Yep, let's go. I'll get the back.
Gaming has grown a lot taller, hasn't he?
И вымахал. Вот это, конечно, мем.
Master, Did I say something wrong earlier? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted, I started to wonder.
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the outcome proved favorable. The plan was a success.
Then I helped?
Ай.
Naturally. Your purity
О,
of
перспектива.
spirit is one of your greatest
Ну,
strengths.
почти ровно.
You
Если
need
быть
not change who
перфекционизмом,
you
то
are.
справа все-таки вылезается, не доходит до рамок. Надо было стать как-нибудь вот так и...
Master,
Не, все
did
равно.
I try? Then I helped?
Naturally, your pure.
Это твоей души, твоя главная сила. Как по-философски это звучит. Да, философия в этой главе прям... Хоть отстегивай. Так, а где, блин, эта статуя была? Вон она. Ладно, потом посмотрим. О, Шарлотт. Или Шарлотта, не помню, как правильно.
You must be Mr. Ip. Thank you for coming all this way. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not
так
just
это
to
она
purchase your
покупатель.
fine tea,
Я даже
but
забыл,
also
что
in the
мы
hope that you might be willing
кому-то
to sit down
продаем
for a
этот
short
чай.
interview.
An interview?
I suppose you could think of it that way.
The Fontaine mark. Then I'll need some time to add.
Of course, of course. Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan? And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled.
Over here! Yoo-hoo! Over here!
Yoo-hoo!
What? Auntie Shenyun?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still distracted.
Ю-ху. Мне понравилось, конечно. А эти пропали из-за виду, да? А, вон они сидят.
Do your teas pair well with milk? What about sugar?
Can we skip that question?
Of course. You would much prefer that the teas be made plain, I suppose. Perhaps you could provide some
Не знаю, я
descriptions
раньше
of
мог
their
пить
flavor
чай с молоком,
profiles
а
during
сейчас
the
вообще не
interview.
понимаю, как это сочетается.
Ah, no problem.
Noted. Now then, let's discuss tea box design, shall we? Recently, I've learned a lot about traditional Liyue motifs and their deeper meanings. I was thinking if there was some way to integrate these motifs into the design of the exterior packaging.
Now that's an interesting idea. If you ask me, I would
Делаем сцены в стиле Тарантино.
I take it that all is going well?
Don't worry, Shenyun. Everything is going according to plan.
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie Shenyun is really something. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shanghai appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others.
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gamin?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursements will be made.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would say. We pooled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird, as the Fontanians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they...
Oh, okay.
Фига бизнес-схема.
Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back.
We can talk about such matters at a later date.
Yes, I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us to decide.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't
А вот
be
сейчас,
here if we
наверное,
didn't
он
want
хочет
to help,
уплатить
right?
идею.
Just tell us
при которой тот позовет батю на свой танец. А вот этот классический прием, что мы вам не расскажем, что там будет происходить, вы сейчас сами увидите.
Welcome back! Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very same day. She even wrote a...
Oh, you should really be thanking Gaming, not us!
Сейчас звучит моя любимая тема из Лиеве.
I'll be sure to. And are you here to buy a kite? Please, take your pick.
Oh, we already have a kite. We wanted to buy one of those.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
It doesn't feel right for us to just take it.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the kite flying competition.
Alright then. Phew, it's done. Let's get down to business. Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky.
А, уже?
Chi-Chi, we're almost there. Okay.
Come here, allow me.
The lantern rite is as festive as ever.
Huh? What's going on?
Did something happen? What should we do? Oh, should we get the Millilith?
What's that?
Качает. А как он стоя на воде это делает? Понял, сила архонта. Да.
Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Интересная компания в этом году.
Wait. The wind. Oh my gosh!
Mommy, I want a big kite like that too! Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful! Happy Lantern Rite. Happy Lantern Rite.
Ищи себя почему добрых Лию. Прикольные. Это только третья глава была.
Performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in. You saw that, right, Traveler?
Я что-то не ожидал, что
Oh, he's over there.
что это так быстро случится. Я думал, только к концу 4 главы это произойдет. Тут уже. Хочу позалипать на вот эту статую. Хорошо. Ну это мощно вообще. Я вот такого не помню в предыдущие годы. Как минимум. Ну блин, красиво это не отнять. По ней лазить нельзя, да? Ну да, конечно. Это само собой. Ну-ка, сцена крутая, да. Сцены в этой игре зрелищные. Тут не отнять.
I think I'll head off now, if that's okay.
Thank you, little girl. Do you want us to walk you back?
No need, no need. Master is waiting for me right over there.
Dad.
I suppose I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but I've gotta admit, what you pulled off there was breathtaking.
Wow. I never thought I'd live to hear you say that.
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult, but...
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream, then really, when I was young, I also... Actually, all I really want to say is, I've changed, much like this kite. You also deserve to soar to new heights.
Dad.
Son.
Son? Haven't heard that in a while.
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into me saying all this.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this, but to me, Gaming, you've always been a great kid. Alright, that's everything I've got.
Они научились делать гребаную анимацию обниманий. Сколько лет им для этого пригодилось? 3 года?
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Now go. Over there. Your friends are still waiting for you.
Huh? But you came all this way.
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab dim sum together. Your treat, right?
Dad, honestly.
Go.
Okay, then I'm off. See you soon.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gummy.
Really?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Shenyun, as well as everyone else who's helped me out. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together and go fly a kite.
Это только третья глава, что интересно. Так. Я помню 1Т. Но мне интересно, когда он доступен, сейчас или... Так, секунду. Надо найти, блин. Так, пока не совсем понятно. Так. Короче, там после фестиваля я знаю, что есть местоположение персонажей, с которыми потом можно поболтать. О, нашел. Так, расположение персонажа после третьей части ивента. Да, значит, именно сейчас нам надо к этим персонажам подойти. Так, третья часть ивента где-то здесь подалеку есть. Карлота. Так. Где-то... Я вообще не ориентирую. В пространстве... А, вот она. Вот она.
Lantern Rite was simply amazing. I'm not sure I'll be able to sleep tonight.
Ага, сейчас-то минуту перерыв делаем, а потом поболтаем. И вот мы здесь. Так.
Oh, that? Yeah, interesting story. It was invented by a guy from Fontaine. His name is Ildison. He's always tinkering away at some mechanism or another. He's even asked the Steambird. I believe I have a direct quote from him about the device is powered entirely by mechanical components without the need for any addition. Basically, it's a manually operated cranking device. How high it can fly entirely depends on how much Ford combining this invention with a kite. What a great idea, right? Oh, my conversation with Mr. Ip went really well. I've already sent the first draft of my article back to the Steambird. It's a piece that contains all the pertinent information while also telling a story. I'm quite proud of it.
Угу.
Oh, that reminds me. I should thank everyone who made this possible for me. Especially that spirited lady with those peculiar turns of phrase. Miss Shenyun was her name, right? It was all thanks to your connections and creativity. I would have never thought I'd be able to bring such a special gift back to Fontaine with me. This was my first time experiencing a foreign holiday in person. It was so exciting! The festive atmosphere, the contagious holiday spirit, the profound oh, I almost forgot. Kuching even gave me a kite with a poem on it that she wrote herself. It goes, dreams are like paper kites. With them do our hopes take flight. Sailing high above the clouds, they yearn for something more profound. Yet try we may and try we might. A deeper truth waits in plain sight. Though we hang our hopes in skies abound, many joys lie on the ground.
Она прочитала достаточно хорошо, поэтому я за нее эту работу делать не
I
буду.
want to include this poem in my special feature on Lantern Rite. I'm sure a lot of people will love it. Yep, and happy Lantern Rite to you.
Так. Идем дальше. Нам получается вот сюда. А вон они стоят. Красотки. Так, надо более низкого роста персонажа, чтобы рассмотреть скины. Хотя, что это плохо, если можно сделать вот так. А ты так не дашь глянуть? Серьезно? А, вот. Вот волосы наконец-то привели, блин, в порядок. Вот посмотрите, вот на волосы там и на волосы тут. Это ж офигеть можно. Мне кажется, человеку, который вот это все делал, ему стоит как минимум зарплату повысить. Шикарно. Вот этот банк, блин, вот эти элементы, это вообще шикарно. Просто роскошно. То, что никаких крутых анимаций не сделали для этого скина, это, конечно... Это просто дефолтная анимация вот эти. Кайф. Просто кайф. Но платить за это я, конечно, уже не буду. Ну, Шаньхэ тоже ничего симпатичный. И волосы у нее тоже получается собраны. Вот то, что в оригинале, а вот то, что в этом скине. Неплохо, неплохо. Ну, красиво, красиво, да. А, вот я обувь не посмотрел, кстати. И обычная обувь это вот таковая, а здесь у нее каблуки. Шик. На обувь я не посмотрел. Блин, тоже, кстати, вот эти вот элементы с банта на обуви сделаны. Да блин. Это оригинальная тоже каблуки, значит. Ну, красиво, красиво.
I don't get it.
Is something wrong, Shenhe? Tell me. Perhaps I can help.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily, so I thought this outfit would be acceptable to wear to work. But inappropriate? How? She
probably just meant the outfit isn't suitable for that particular environment and occasion.
Нет, скорее всего, просто на нее
But for a festival
в этом
gathering with
наряде будут
friends, a nighttime stroll, or an important banquet,
залипать все
your
посетители,
outfit is more than appropriate, Shenhe.
нежели чем что неприемлемо
So
для
you're
работы.
saying it's only something I should wear in front of important people?
I suppose that's another way to think of it.
Не знаю, мне Ганью скин больше нравится. Ну, это лично мне. Так. Что у нас там дальше? Угу. Так, это нам примерно вот сюда. Вот они. Она не в платье, серьезно, кстати. У нее же, блин, сделано специальное платье для праздника морских фонарей. Мы решили просто забить на него. Я даже сейчас покажу ей, какое платье.
You need not be so humble, honored Adeptus. Among all the kites, yours was quite literally a cut above the rest. Besides, I'm quite certain we owe a fair share of the success of this year's lantern rite to you.
Знаете, что грустно, что по сути вот этот праздник морских фонарей, он, ну вот это вот декорациями по сути он включается и вот этой в одной катсцене. Не знаю, может я каким-то более черствым стал, но хотелось бы чего-то чуть более какого-то глобального, что ли.
However, there is another matter with which...
Of course.
One would be much obliged if you could distribute this case of Sunglow tea among the Millilith on duty.
Cloud Retainer is so thoughtful and attentive to others' needs. I would expect nothing less of an esteemed...
Ну да, видишь, от заклад никто не ожидал, что... Ой. Ладно. Висит заклад, что никто не ожидал того, что... Да, так близко ее спину еще не мог рассмотреть. Висит заклад, что никто в Лие не ожидал того, что просто к ним с нихера приедет
Understood. I'll get on that right away.
A fortuitous result indeed. One's tea surplus has hitherto resolved itself.
Да, заботливая, ага. Просто некуда было чай сбагрить. Вот и вся ее забота. Так. Теперь сюда. Так, мне надо вроде как ближе к вот этому. Ай. Так, только получается наверх. Не совсем понятно просто, куда мне надо здесь подобраться. Там еще два перса наверху, но где они точно находятся, я пока понять не могу. То есть у нас вот эта штука. Ладно, сейчас разберемся. Вот, кстати, знаете еще, что меня смущает? Что ну, реально многие персонажи ивента, а вон они стоят. Ну, точнее, не ивента, а многие жители этого региона, на них просто положили хер. Вот где, кстати, у нас тут еще одному персу скин завезли. Если что, где он? Вот он даже не продается, кстати, его просто так дают бесплатно. Так вот, еще одному персу завезли тоже скин. Его даже в ивенте нету, блять. Где этот скин? Трачные торжества. Вот не тут. Тоже не тут. А, вот. Вот гребаный скин завезли персонажу. Он был в ивенте? Конечно же, нет. Ну, скин ему сделали. Плюс много каких персонажей упустили из виду в этом ивенте, как жителей Ливии. Например, ее. Вот именно ее, кто вот сейчас стоит, она, блин, гребаный житель Ливии, много чего сделала для региона, так чтобы жители, соответственно, спали спокойно. А нет ее, блядь. Ее просто нет. Я иду не к камину, если что, а вот к вот этим двум малюткам. Я, кстати, даже не заметил, где я мимо камина прошел. Ну ладно, не суть, потом его найду.
Our kite is so high up. Thank you for inviting me, Yao Yao. I am having a lot of fun. I'm glad. If you want, we can go fly kites some other time too. The fun doesn't have to end today. Really? How about we do it during the day next time? That way we can see the design better. When it flies super high up, it will look exactly like a real finch. Okay. Can I take this kite to bed with me? But of course.
Это мило. Так, камин у нас где-то вот... Нет, да? Нет. А, вон они, да.
So, you're still a big fan of winter melon cake then?
Ну что это за пирожные зимние дыни?
Oh, I guess you heard everything Paimon was saying, huh?
Of course. She was talking about you. As your father, how could I not listen? Remember back when you were a kid, and you would sit on my shoulders to watch the Wushu dance. On our way back home, you would beg me to buy you some winter melon. We would only buy 2 at a time. But before long, we tried the winter melon cake from every vendor that street had to offer. There was also that one time you used your pocket money to treat me. Do you still remember?
Yeah, I remember.
That was the best winter melon cake I ever had.
Ну, как обычно, злыдень злыднем, который строил
Let's go back sometime.
злые мины. И
The
вообще,
shop's still there, and
значит,
I remember
выглядел
the
как
way.
злодей, становится
We might
добряком к
just like
концу.
before.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Классическая ситуация. Так. Нам теперь... Сюда, что ли? А вон эти двое. Утром уже не так романтично, блин. До смена времени всю атмосферу испортил. Давай-ка вечер. Другое дело. Вот эти двое опять вместе, это радует. Они уже какой праздник морских фонарей вместе отмечают. Как ты думаешь, какие-нибудь из этих воздушных змей в небе уже не вернутся назад? Наверное, как бы крепкий человек не держал леску, ветром он управлять не сможет. Кстати, может и нам стоит купить воздушного змея, только я их никогда раньше не выпускал. Не знаю, получится ли. А может, сами смастерим змея? Я слышал, как дети обсуждают, как лучше раскрасить своих воздушных змеев. Так что раз уж дети с этим справились, то это не должно быть очень сложно. Мастерить вместе, а давай попробуем. Так, у нас остались 2 точки. Можно вот эту уже снять отметку, в принципе. Нам чуть-чуть левее, вон они. Угу.
Given your present countenance, one presumes you are missing some old friends again.
One cannot help but be reminded of them.
Pray speak. Unburden yourself of these sentiments.
One simply wishes Menogius were alive to witness such peace alongside us. He was so skilled in matters of craftsmanship. Kite making would scarcely prove to be a test of his capabilities. Were he yet amongst the living, he could have opened a kite stall. One is certain it would have been an establishment rich not only in profit, but also esteem. And if, as in the past, he were unable to involve himself in matters of the mortal realm, we could sell the kites in his stead. When we finished, we could bring him back wine and partake in drink and good company.
Mooncarver, those are now but fond moments in our memories.
Indeed. The dead are gone, so, as the representatives of the living, let us take in the sights for a bit longer, if just for his sake.
Грустно, конечно. Но это не так грустно на фоне того, как из вас двух NPC-шных персонажей сделали, блять. Не прощу эту хуйню. Я все еще горит жопа с этого. Это нам. Да, получается, надо... О, я понял. Вот сюда. О, вот он. Помните, он предлагал нам потом вместе запустить воздушных змею? Вот мы и тут.
Traveler. Being in the city isn't the only way for me to appreciate the lights and beauty of Lantern Rite. Look. Liyue Harbor lies just beyond this mountain. As long as I stand at this vantage point, I may freely behold the sights of
Мило,
all
что они
the
хотя бы
kites
сделали с ним
slowly
отдельную
ascending
сцену.
into the sky. For me, that is enough.
Потому что у них с главным героем все-таки особенные
I invited
отношения.
you here because there is something I would like to do. I want to release a shell lantern, and I'd
А он
like you to be there
также
for
по
it.
классике придерживается не всяких там вот этих ваших новодельных ломонных змеев. Все еще любит запускать небесные фонари.
I apologize for its crude appearance. I have little skill in that regard. You are very kind, as usual. All right. It's time.
Вот этот момент делает еще особенным тем, что кроме них двоих тут никого нет. Вот это еще раз подчеркивает особенность отношений Сяо и главного героя. Очень классно. Мне даже эта сцена как-то чуть больше нравится. По мере того, как небесный фонарь поднимается в ночное небо, выражение лица Сяо все больше смягчается.
Traveler. Thank you.
Вот за эту сцену спасибо. Я пытался фонарь увидеть. Я не смотрел ни на чьи жопы, я пытался найти гребаный фонарь. Но он, соответственно, жил только в рамках катсцены. Теперь его нет. Получается, это были вроде все как персонажи, с которыми можно было поговорить. Так что теперь мы можем продолжать прохождение нашего сюжета. У нас еще одна глава осталась. И я удивлен на самом деле, потому что по факту весь... Ага, тут по факту весь этот сюжет праздника, по сути, все. Ну ладно, давай мотнем на какое-то время, не хотят. 16:00, по-моему. А он все еще тут. А, с 12 до 16. Блять, вот это я объебался. Ладно, хорошо. Давай.
Also planning on spending some time in Xiaoying Village? We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her.
Мы там много кого сейчас встретим, это я точно знаю. Деревня Цавин. А, это тот регион новый как раз, который... Пока я полностью не открыли. Да. Чат на второй стрим решил сдохнуть, я так понимаю. Вот сейчас, я думаю, повеселее должно быть.
The mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired. Cream! Gummies! Fuel fruit! Huh? Did you hear that? Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes!
Можно это переслушать, пожалуйста? Я даже по голосу понял, кто это. Серьезно?
Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. That voice sounds really familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Это гребаная Нави, которая приехала в Лии. Охрененно. Только зачем она это кричит, мне интересно. Вот они, красотки, вот они. Крепыши. Ой.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
Да.
See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
Да.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Это такой вопрос, что вы тут все делаете?
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite to you too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears.
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions. Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now.
Кричать с вершины — это распространенное явление.
So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Не приходилось.
Speak for yourself.
Вот да, согласен.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
Как мало нужно для счастья.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Почему я вот на это не посмотрела?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Chaoying Village?
Короче, сюда все звезды
Believe in your
приехали.
ears. It is indeed as you heard. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?"
Пустите меня к этому персонажу. Пустите.
And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone.
Ну да, забавно. Свалил за 3-9 земель от своего родного региона, чтобы делать все, что душе угодно, там, расслабиться. А в итоге... в итоге тебя настигли даже там.
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
What? Nervalet was here too?
Да, и все приехали в одну маленькую
What was he doing here?
гребаную
It couldn't
деревню.
have been for vacation.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Что они тут все делают?
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the
Я
Leo
больше сериализмом считаю, что они здесь все просто так по приколу находятся. У этого реально мотива нет никакого этого? Никакой предыстории или что?
I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus.
You Fontanians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something. It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but you could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier. Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out. You must have had other plans for the day.
Да, изначально мы вообще шли сюда, чтобы встретить персонажа, который действительно живет в этом регионе.
That's right, who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village, so we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time.
Вот,
I'm sorry for keeping you.
то есть их ты каждый день видишь, да, блядь?
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Chaoying Village later.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later!
Хотя с учетом того, что они здесь просто как типа погостить приехали, а в нынешнем регионе, когда там и находится как раз Фонтейн, то ну логично, ладно.
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
Ты, конечно, тетя интересная, но, блин, скучная. Кстати, 3 тети с одинаковым ростом и вообще Так, стой. Я сейчас вот так сделаю. О! Вообще шикардятинка. Подожди. О, на обложку альбома можно хреначить. Вот сейчас Stardust Crusader сделаю. О, блин, фоторежим это мое почтение. Вот так. Кайф. Просто кайф. Примерно вот так. Ну это уже пол чисто. Отлично. Время культивироваться. Вот тут, да, вот тут теперь время культивироваться во все 100. Это типа, ты совершил страшное преступление, ты должен сидеть в тюрьме. Все, вообще. Fashion my profession просто. Так. Вот там солнышко так красиво выглядывает. Вот как бы его поймать? Ну ладно. Так тоже можно. Вот как бы захватить и видок, и... О! Ля, ну вообще можно просто печатать и на кровати вешать. Вообще. Шикардятинка. И музыка мне нравится. Так еще лучше. Вот, это же мы еще не полностью отдалили. Не, ну это вообще... Пейзаж вообще топчик. Must have. Эти листья, блин, мешают. О, всё. Там никаких фотоконкурсов по Геншу сейчас не проводят, а то у меня тут есть заявочка на победу, как минимум. Вот. Nice, nice. Must have. Все, я наигрался с фоторежимом. Пошли проходить сюжет дальше. Идите вы нафиг, вы видите все в искаженной парадигме. Вам лишь бы осудить. Нет бы восхититься моими навыками фотографирования. Фурина, Фурина, Фурина! Все, заткнись. Нет, все. Я не интересно тебя слушать. Не интересно. Все, вот. Да, вот, да. Сюда, пожалуйста, да. Все, тихо, тихо. Да мне все равно на вашу теологию. Отправьте меня к этим замечательным прям личностям и все. Все, замечательно. Пайман хорошо. Привет, привет. Стоять на месте, ковбой. А, то есть даже ты понимаешь, что ты слишком громкая. Все, мы теперь с этого момента скип диалогов запрещен законодательством Российской Федерации. А на вот этих 3 персонажах это карается штрафом и тюрьмой на 21 миллиард лет в год.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the traveler in Paimon then?
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli.
I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over to that, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected. Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy lantern rite.
It appears you have been to Fontaine then.
Такого трио я не ожидал точно.
Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
А, вы даже настолько знакомы? Вау. А, это про нас.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength
Нет,
or
дорогой,
wisdom.
ты до хрена чего знаешь.
I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but...
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Что? В смысле клиент? Подожди, ты куда собралась? Уважаемая.
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
А? У тебя все это время в паке была мелочь?
What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
А когда вы успели?
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses of...
А, это когда я решил проскипать диалоги, да.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina. That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then? Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
Ну, ребята, возьмите проще, решите вопрос с файтингами. Можно просто выйти на улицу и подраться. Как в старые добрые 90-е, как раз в то время, когда и была ОМК-3 на Сеге. Все куда проще, ребят, чем вы думаете. Что там, файтинги какие-то? Зачем они?
By newbie, you mean me, right?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
You see? Paimon was right too! Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, traveler. How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl and Paimon will also buy you a bowl.
То есть все это время она летает с каким-то достатком моря в своих сапогах.
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck. I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all.
Да на чего вы там договорились, уважаемые?
I almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Did something happen recently, Farina?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and all.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Вот поэтому и надо объяснять с самого начала.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all...
Согласен.
It's not that big of a stretch.
Пока все справедливо.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral? Miss Hutao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue.
Так я и подумал,
The
что речь про
content was
реквизит.
spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air. Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
Меня вот что удивляет, они координируются так, что они не проходят мимо друг друга, просто они все-таки знакомятся, налаживают коннекты, в итоге вот они тебя уже готовы, ждут втроем, уже между собой знакомые, то есть тебе даже никакую работу делать не надо, что-то знакомить кого-то. Нет, они все уже достаточно знакомы до тебя.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess? What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
Навилет, то есть Навилет обращался к Джун Ли и Хутао. Значит, все эти мемы про то, что Джун Ли будет бегать от Навилета, это все брехня. Не брехня, все это просто остается на уровне мема. Неправдивого.
He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
So, were you the one that pointed
Миша
him
мне
in the
как
right
раз
direction?
про лор Хутао рассказывал, как в том меме, когда спросил просто, почему 180 сантиметров Хутао это плохо. Ну ты как видишь, почему. Потому что она невысокого роста, и в сравнении с тем же Джун Ли, который стоит справа, она куда ниже должна быть.
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he? Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
Да,
I'm
7-0.
sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend
То есть
some important
Джун Ли
meeting.
даже с ним не
It wasn't
пересекся,
anything like
получается.
what someone would wear
Только
on
Хутао
vacation.
пересеклась.
Is that
Блин. Я на это надеялся больше всего.
so? Unfortunately, no.
Вот я на это надеялся, блядь, что они встретятся, сука. Почему, блядь?
At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated
Да,
guy.
вот на это я бы
I
посмотрел
actually
реально.
think you two would have hit it off.
Вот такую встречу обломили, правда. По масштабам это было бы, не знаю, на уровне какого-нибудь громкого анонса со времен Е3, блин.
Is that so?
То есть все-таки мемы правдивы, да? Судя по тому, как странно ведет себя Джун Ли, учитывая, кто на самом деле Навилет, мог ли Джун Ли специально избежать этой встречи? Все понятно. Да. Значит, они бы не встретились в любом случае. Значит, мемы про встречу Джун Ли и Навилета все-таки правдивы.
To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. She's got more friends than she knows what to do with.
Well, that's certainly true.
Социоблей, другим
Reminds
словом.
me, if you get the chance, you should try and talk to Nervalette into loosening up a bit.
Переживать за Навилета.
Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
Злой дух бумажной волокит в фонтейну. Я не буду его так обсирать, он этого не заслуживает.
Sounds like a pretty uptight sort of guy, all right. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize.
Гибким,
It
да.
seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
О, а кто это там сзади идет? Посмотрите. Блин. Где вы? Вы там на мосту стоите, что ли?
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old.
Как и Джун Ли.
You're quite right, Miss Hutao.
Вот они сзади. Вот они сзади стоят. Это легендарное трио, еще одно. Неосозданное.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
А что, ты не хочешь познакомиться с этими девушками?
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please.
Сюрреализм, опять же.
So polite.
Персы из другого региона просто ворвались внезапно в Льюе, просто потому что, ну, это ивент.
No apologies necessary.
Вот прикиньте, опять же,
Any friend
люди,
with
которые
Traveler
просто,
and Miss
ну,
Farina is a friend
не
of
успели
mine.
на этот ивент залететь, и которые, например, там долго играют, по какой-то причине вдруг, который пропустит, не увидят момент, где персы из другого региона просто так приперлись в другой регион. Мало того, что они приперлись, они еще и заколабились с персонажами из регионов, которые пришли. А другие это не увидят, соответственно. И архив ивентов, его просто не существует в этой игре. Хотя Ханкай Старрелл показал...
Straight to the point. I like it.
Ханкай Старрелл показал, что это возможно. Архив ивентов технически реализовать можно. И это в Ханкай реализовали сразу с релиза игры. А вот в Кеншине, которому уже скоро 4 года, вдумайтесь, 4 года будет, они не хотят это делать, блядь. Просто потому что они не хотят. Все собрались вокруг вас и начали знакомиться. Глаза Хутао вспыхнули, когда он услышал, чем занимается Кларинда, но после разъяснения Фурины и Нави, нахлынувшие было мысли будто покинули Хутао.
It's getting late.
Не,
If we
давайте вы
want
не
to catch a
будете
boat back
ходить.
before dark, we should probably get
Не
going.
надо. Я только к вам привык, блин.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina,
Oh, yes?
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Нет, оставайся с нами.
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary.
Вот, да, так лучше.
I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories.
Она сейчас пугать будет. Если что, блин, она может ползти, по крайней мере, на главном герое, на Люми, на нас. Засунем в рот фонарика, встанем в позу лошадки и все, и сопроводим до дома. Все нормально.
8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye.
Пошел прогрев от Хутавы, пошел.
But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams. Ooh.
Фига себе. Я не думал, что он так отреагирует.
Dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Неплохо, неплохо.
Of course.
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character.
То есть она все-таки
By
валит
the
от
way,
нас.
did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
А, она не хотела рассказывать, что она была охотником.
Well, that's, all in the past now. Besides, I prefer
Ой.
how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hutao.
Да, вы, нафиг. Давайте, блин. Слишком мало.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
Димасами.
Dim sum. Is
Димасы.
that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts?
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
Навия задумалась.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet.
Синхронизацию озвучки с движениями рта и лиц не завезли, понял. Маленькая фирма не может себе позволить. А, ну да, да. Ну, я просто настолько к этому привык уже за 3 года игры, что я, мне это просто не бросается в глаза. Ну да, да. Еще один тейк в то, что бедная инди-студия не может себе позволить синхронизацию. Да, действительно. Уже это несколько лет происходит. То есть, ну да. Это имеет место быть.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast.
Я оставлю вас наедине с этим прекрасным лицом. Отойду на пару минут. И снова мы тут.
Chlorand is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
So, all you're bringing back with you is that tea?
And some tea-flavored hard candies.
The Chlorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Это правильно, на самом деле. Хотелось бы мне такого же эффекта достичь.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly
Нет,
reckless
это
with
не
my
Пэрис
Mora.
Хилтон,
I'll
это
have you
Тейлор
know,
Свифт.
all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Или ты про Кларинду? Если ты про светловолосую, то это Тейлор Свифт.
Oh, well, I bought some
По
tea,
крайней мере, она
of
просто
course.
больше на
I
нее
just had to
похожа.
try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know, a little bit of this,
А, вы поэтому
a little bit
поехали
of
сюда.
that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, actually...
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
А каким образом?
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not...
На своей большой могучей спине или что?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon.
Уточки.
Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them
Отнести.
back for us.
Пешком.
I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Chlorand was happy to take him up on his offer.
Я не
If
понимаю просто,
even
каким
his
образом.
trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him.
Джун Ли такой.
Right, Zhongli?
Обосрала просто.
Indeed.
Джун Ли просто такой. Иди.
Chlorand said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the fortress of Meripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
А, ни хрена так глобально. То есть мы там...
We don't know exactly when he'll show up.
Нам осталось Фонтейн уже сам дойти.
Looks like the
Фига себе внезапно.
That reminds me, a new year of work is about to begin. If there's anything you want to talk about, Zhongli, you know you can come to me. I'm all ears.
Does the director have any concerns?
It just seemed like you were a bit preoccupied today, and much less talkative than usual.
Да.
He barely said anything other than,
Да.
Is that so?
Indeed.
And, Indeed.
Indeed.
If you ask me, I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age after all.
Кризис среднего возраста. Ну ты почти права, на самом деле. Ты близка, да, к истине, самой малости.
Is that so?
О,
I jest. Given its distance from the city, Chaoying
Indeed.
Village enjoys a much slower pace of life. Surrounded by such peace and tranquility, I also seem to have developed a proclivity for inactivity. I apologize for making you worry.
I see. What do you think, Traveler? Is this atmosphere putting you in a lazy mood too?
блин, а ночью тут еще красивее, кстати.
Wow, you are getting really good at these kinds of lines.
Не знаю, что сказать, ли мне даже отвечать.
Indeed.
Блять. Я обожаю Джун Ли. Человек ирония просто. А теперь к нашим дивам обратимся.
Well, everyone, make sure that you've got all your belongings with you before we leave. If there's any souvenirs anyone still wants to buy, the time is now.
Reliable as ever, Miss President.
What is that supposed to mean?
Gloriand is right, though. You really are reliable.
It's not what she's saying, it's the way she's saying it.
I will say, but I never thought you'd be so easygoing outside of work, Gloriand. The tone of voice you use when you're working doesn't exactly make you seem like the type who enjoys interacting with people.
Well, I try to keep my professional and private life separate. That includes my behavior.
You take care now, traveler. Paimon. Ah, trying to act cool now, are we? Well, I guess it's not an act for you, is it?
You are indeed quite strong.
It's been great talking to you all. I'm really glad I decided to come to Chaoying Village. Maybe we could go on another trip together sometime?
Лучшая часть ивента. Вот безусловно, для меня вот эта вот часть, лучшая часть ивента в целом. Мне она больше всего понравилась. А он на своем привычном месте, да? Вот эта часть для меня достаточно быстро прошла. Что на самом деле грустно. Я вот тут еще поболтал с ними. Очень круто. Ай, рано отпустил кнопку. Я тут так давно не был на самом деле. Хотя регион вышел совсем недавно. Относительно. Да, ну на своем привычном месте. Стоит.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
Я вот не помню один момент, кстати. Сейчас я посмотрю и проверю точно. Так, Невилет. Где голос озвучки-то? Voice-overs. Нет, это voice-overs, это не голос, это реплики. А вот voice actors. English. Ray Chase. Так, где Genshin? Где Genshin-то, блин? А, вот. Видеогеймс. В Якудзе он играл, кстати. Невилет. Нет? Ладно. Значит, я ошибочно думал.
Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day,
голоса похожи с этим,
с
Джунли в манере общения. Как по манере общения, так и по всему остальному. Я даже немножечко отвык от него, на самом деле. Давно не видел.
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Neuvillette?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day.
Да, очень похожи голоса.
I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little.
Я поэтому ошибочно подумал, что они это... Что у Невилета и Джунли один был с озвучкой. Но потом вспомнил, что они... Ну, заодно перепроверил.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day.
Глубоко.
Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village.
А, сегодня? То есть вы за короткое время добрались до фонтейна?
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
I have to hand it to Cloran. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
По факту, кстати.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the
Не
Fortress of
каждый бы мог
Merpy.
напрячь гидродракона на то, чтобы доставить из Ливии в Фонтейн какие-то там вещи.
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
Ты шаришь за взятки.
About that, much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? Why? What happened?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal codex.
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
Okay.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go.
Тогда это вдвойне крутой подарок. Чел подумал про тебя и решил своими руками сделать глиняную табличку.
We joked with Cloran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in.
Я думал, это больше для узников в эту крепость.
It is a very good attempt. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment. Well, a gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place.
Да.
Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
Я об этом уже и подумал.
Surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom. But we do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
That sounds good to me.
So that's what you were doing in Chaoying Village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water. The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to
Да, нужен наверное большой
with
ценитель воды.
extraneous emotion.
Буквально.
If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source.
Чел продвигает идею, что
Perhaps I should
вода
organize some
везде
time off to
имеет
do the
разный
same
вкус.
elsewhere.
Ну так-то так, но там у него была более глобальная мысль насчет воды. Там есть сюжетный квест, и он прям эту идею там разгоняет, там только будь здоров.
Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, but you know you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one. After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
Я манера передразнивать, конечно, да. Выше всяких похвал.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration. However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once. Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well. Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes
Глубокие
soft,
разговоры.
moldable, and able to take shape. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted, but now I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
Я знаю, к чему это ведет. Смотрите на его улыбку. Соответственно, вспомните, о чем он говорил, что он своими руками делал всякие вещи. И теперь смотрите на это. Готовы? Ой, сука, это охуенно. Это просто божественно.
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
Это он.
That was indeed one of my inspirations. Really? You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival,
Он еще и
I find myself
забеспокоился,
quite
нравится им нам
unequipped to
или
give you
нет.
the welcome you deserve. Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is. That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted.
Теперь у нас есть половник в виде гидродракончика.
You are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite. Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, something which couldn't be in further violation of protocol.
Какие мы правильные.
I suppose I understand her point.
Посмотрите на него.
My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does, in part, originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also
Ой, как я
due to a
тебя
lack of
понимаю.
desire to engage in
Дорогой,
the
как я
human
тебя
world.
понимаю. Насчет мира людей.
But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
Да тебе не только главный герой это говорил, тебе и Фурина об этом писала, блин. Письма. Все? Ивент на этом окончен. Ковш безмятежного морского зверя. Половник, который Навилет подарил путешественнице на праздник морских фонарей. Этот керамический артефакт имеет особое значение. Верховный судья сделал его собственноручно, в спонтанном порыве, основываясь на внезапно пришедшей к нему идее. Возможно, именно потому, что во время ее изготовления Юбикс находился в отпуске. Морской зверь на ложке выглядит на редкость умиротворенным. А может быть, если вы попробуете воду этой ложкой, то ощутите что-то новое. Походу, да. Ивент окончен. Да, праздничная история. Все 4 главы мы доделали.
Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in Liyue. In the spirit of the season, then, I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.
Отличные пожелания. Да, все. Мы закончили этот ивент. Остались только там всякие различные игровые активности в виде мини-игр. Но сейчас их я особо пока трогать не хочу. А сколько 10 дней есть? Да, вот за эти 10 дней я их все добью. Ну, если там, конечно, что-то важное сюжетное есть, а может быть еще и застримлю это, но сомневаюсь. Я посмотрю потом отдельно. Там надо набрать праздничный ажиотаж, и только потом мы получим всякие награды. Последующих вот сделаем такую штуку. Угу. Понял. Ну и ладно. Тогда на этом моменте... 6 секунд. Да. Теперь нормально попрощаюсь, потому что да, до этого отвлекли. В общем, в Genshin на сегодня точно все. Я не знаю, как дальше, если у меня будет не лень, то, может быть, сегодня еще чуть-чуть попозже застримлю Якудзу. Вот. Не знаю, примерно, может, через полчаса, через часик. Если будет не лень, я напишу об этом на ТГК канале в Телеграме, и тогда еще сегодня Якудзу постримлю. Если будет лень, то тогда в следующий раз. Но, опять же, я об этом напишу. Ну, с Genshin сегодня точно покончили, с ивентом все. Спасибо всем, кто был на 2 стримах. Следите за информацией о следующих стримах в моем телеграм-канале. Все, всех обнял, всех люблю, всем пока.